Buddy. This is William Hall Auto Interiors. What we're doing is some just some basic upholstery work today. May have to plug that battery back up, but this is what I'm working on right now. We got Wesley outside. He's doing the headliner. We're going to take this seat right here. We're going to take it apart. If you look right here, we done took the frame out of it. So the frame was really rusted up. There's the backrest right here. You see part of the foam that's back up in here. That's filled up with foam. It just comes out of the seat as it gets older. So we will take some of that right there, throw that out, blow that out. We'll clean that right there up. A lot of times whenever these seats right here get older, I can feel back behind here and tell that the foam in this backrest, which I ain't gonna fix that because it don't have no holes in it, but the foam will actually, it ain't but a 1/4 inch. It will roll up and deteriorate and probably fall down to the bottom down here. But if you look, like if I blow that off, all that dirt in there seesaws back and forth, and it wears that material right there down. But that ain't what we're doing today. But here's the tracks that come off of it. If you look at it, you can tell that they are rusted up a little bit, but that ain't an issue. They are working good. So I'll come out here and get the frame. Gosh. Wesley's out here working diligently. What happened is the headliner. Hello, David. Hello, Jane and Jane. What happened was the headliner started falling down, and somebody come in and tried to do a quick repair on it. And Wesley's taking this foam like this right here, like this, and he's rubbing on it to keep from destroying this right here. You tear that membrane and stuff like that up, if you grind on it, it can go through pretty quick. And if you look, it was stuck really good. So what happens is the material comes loose from the foam. A lot of times you can take, if they ain't nobody messed with it, you can take it and glue the new headliner on top of this right here. See, if it's smooth. But in this case, it wasn't smooth. So he's struggling out here. All right, so we'll come over here. This is the frame. I hit it with the blaster. It was covered in rust, top and bottom. So we just went through it, sandblasted it off, made sure that it didn't have no cracks and stuff in it. A lot of times they will crack because they're not made out of thick metal. They ain't made out of really nothing good. But I took and sprayed it to just to keep it from rusting back. All right, so I'm gonna put you on the camera stand. All right, we'll take these pieces right here. That's just some C-channel. It came on here like this. I'm just gonna stick it right back on there. I think it's to keep from cutting into the foam that's bad with the cover. And I've seen these fall off, so they ain't stuck real good. But the springs right here, they look like they was in pretty good shape. I did take the wire brush to them right in here where they were rusted up. I did take that. I'm not really sure if these seats came in this truck. He might have got them out of a junkyard for them to have that much rust on them. But we're just gonna stick the springs back on it. At least they were not broke. This part down here, let me say up here, this wire had slipped out about that far. It actually stuck a hole in the cover, so it was way over here. So I'm just gonna stick this right back. We'll put the springs on. Normally I use a punch. But a Phillips screwdriver will work. They just need to be lined up, you know, in the middle. There we go. So at least the frame and all looks like new now. And I may hit them right down there. I may not. I may or may not. Shit, I don't know. But anyway, this is the frame. It's looking good. This part right here. This is some material right here that I got. And you can tell it's the original Ford. It's just some that we saved. That's a little piece of roll right here. I think I got enough to do the seat. And if you look over here at the seat, the foam's ate up pretty bad. So before I take it off or whatever, I'm gonna cut it apart, because when I leave it on here, it's easier for me to cut it apart. So I'm fixing to do that. I may have to sharpen my knife up a little bit, but we'll take this. We'll use this right here for some of our patterns, and we're fitting to get started on it. We're just going to insert this seat, like all this part right in here. I will blow it all off before I take it off, because I don't want any dirt to get down in my sewing machine. If you want your sewing machine to skip and stuff like that, don't do this. Because I'm telling you, that dirt gets down in there where that hook is, and it can cause your sewing machine to act a fool. That feels like sandblasting. It's popping me in the face. I really don't have to clean this up here too much, because I ain't going to use it. But this part right here I'm planning on using, unless it's got some holes in it. Of course, this side right here is going to have to be replaced. It's got a hole in it here and a hole in it here. All right. That might be clean enough. All right. I've used this thing right here for a long time. That's what I use to sharpen a lot of knives around here. That works really good. I mean, I've really used it, you can tell. Got me a new one. I ain't even sharpened nothing on it yet. And so I'm gonna take my knife. That works real good. Gets the knife really sharp pretty quick. I use this, what is it? Cabela, or what is it? Well, anyway, it's like a Navy knife. It's got the screwdriver on it. So the reason I use that knife a lot is because I can use it. It's a versatile tool. I can use it on a bunch of different things. But let's come in here and we'll start taking this right here apart. If you know, I can't just come in here and mark this because I'm gonna put this piece back on here to where I can make the new, so the new can make it look really bad. Is what it'll do. But he don't want to have to pay to get the whole seat bottom done. He wants to spend like $300 on it, and we're not going to do the whole thing. We're just going to put these pieces in. And if you're in the upholstery business, you probably do a whole bunch of this. These little jobs like this is really what keeps you going. All right. I don't have to take that off because I'm going to sew it right back on. Come on. You got to be careful with that knife when you're cutting this apart because you don't want to cut this material. You can cut this over here a little bit, but don't cut this. You're going to be sewing it back on. I ain't gonna take all of it apart. I'm just gonna take parts off that I need to. Now, like I said, I'm gonna have to change this piece here. I hope I think I may have something close. I ain't looked for it yet. To put this piece in and this piece, just one piece here and this piece here, we usually charge about $220. So I'm just trying to. I told him I'd just throw this other piece in all the way across because we got to take it apart anyway. Not this far. We don't have to take it, you know. But just trying to help the customer out. I wasn't going to take that off. I wasn't going to take it off. At least I'm so used to taking it all the way apart. I think somebody's done some hand sewing on here. Because I see some different stitches in there. Okay. We come right in here. The dirt that's down in this cover right here will dull your knife. Like, quickly. That's my old one. Where's my new one? Right there. This new one right here really works good. Okay. That's good enough to make a pattern. And you see how the material rolls back up in the back? It's just worn out. All right, we'll come right here, take this piece right here off. It's probably gonna look pretty bad too. This has tiny holes right up here at the front in this cover right here. You can see that. See them tiny holes right in there? And this piece I'm cutting off, it actually looks like crap. You know, so, but when you putting inserts in, you know, you're not replacing the whole seat. And if I got a piece of material, you know, just like that, I may throw that in. I don't know. Be very careful cutting this right here apart. You don't want to cut your piece. The sharper your knife is, the more likely you are to cut a hole in it. But you cut through this dirt right here enough and it'll be good and dull. Okay, so we got that apart. See on the back side how worn that is? Got some holes in it in the foam. Yeah, that looks pretty bad. We used to take and throw this in the washing machine till my washing machine acted up. I got another one out there, just ain't hooked it up. But it gets out, when you wash it, it gets all the dirt and stuff out. And you can hang it out in the sun and it don't take that long for it to dry. And it looks 10 times better. Okay. Stick that to the side. Right in here. Got a few hog rings. Let me go get the cutters. We throw the hog rings on the floor where we can sweep them up later, but it can we throw them down here where it can snag in your shoe, and then whenever you go into somebody's business, it can drag in the carpet. All right. You see this right here? Right there. Where that right there turns up. If you jump in this joker right here, That right there will stick in your leg quick. And it's rusty too. So we're going to take my little pliers right here that I keep in my pocket. We're going to take this and I'm going to grab it right here and I'm going to bend it down like that, so it won't catch back in that leg no more, or stick a hole in the cover. Okay, we got this off. We got all these pieces right here off. I'm gonna take, we got to fix the foam on it, so we're gonna look at it. You see that whole piece right here looks like crap. So I'm gonna glue this stuff right here back and let it be sitting for a minute. Here it is right here. Let me back you up a little bit. All right, so that frame, they always bust in here. Right in here, right up here, right in there. They always do that. If the person was bigger, and right in here, you see where it's split. If the person was a lot bigger, it'd be a lot worse. And when that wire slipped on that frame, that's what happens. And you see it even cut through this. This is the great protective stuff. Looks almost like paper, but it ain't. It's strong. Not that strong though, but reminds me of what they call dust cover, like what they stick up under a couch or a chair, something like that. Got to put a little glue in here. Turn on the exhaust fan. Hey, the good thing about this exhaust fan is when you got your air conditioning on, it'll suck your air conditioning out just like that. And then you can be hot in the summertime. I will glue that right there back. Glue these pieces back. I will go over these and put a piece of material on it to reinforce it some. While that's sitting. It ain't gonna take that much glue, so I don't. This gun right here ain't really no good no more. I done dropped it in here on the floor so many times that it I need to get a new one. See this right here? Right there. All that keeps it from spraying good. So we let it build up every now and then. All right, this part right here, I was gonna stick it back. Re-stick the other. Put this back over here. Take my bread cutter. There's a guy calls it a bread cutter online. I laugh about that. Oh yeah, I don't know what's in there. It feels like something's stuck in there, hard as a brick. We can figure out what it is. It must just be a hard piece of foam in there. That's dissect. Check that out. That is dirt packed in there. So tight. I mean, it's packed. I'm gonna tell you, that's packed in there so tight. I don't know if I've ever seen it quite like that. But that's another story for another day. What we're gonna do is taking I'm gonna blow this little bit of dirt out of here. I'm gonna get me a piece of pad and put up here and mark it. You kind of want to go with the same density it's got. That right there is pretty strong density. This right here. Oh, can you bend it? Okay, so we're gonna take this right here. I'm just gonna cut a piece of this off, and I'm gonna go back to the bandsaw and just cut me a strip of it, and then I'll be right back. And then I'll take my knife and I'll glue that on. I'll just take my knife and cut it down. Oh, let me see. Where's my marker? All right, I'm gonna take this right here. Stick it up here like this. All right, just like that. Come back here to the bandsaw. cut that right there out, and then I just glue it in. Just like so. Just like that. All right. Oh, you can speed up the process if you take your air hose like this. It don't have to be hot air. Just to speed it up a little bit. All right, while this is sitting right here, I'm gonna get my cover, and I'm gonna glue some of these pieces while that's sitting for us. Just a minute. You probably can't see that, but it does have a seam. I mean, it is sewed together. So we're gonna come right here. Come on. They did have a smoker on board. There's a burn. Smokers are good for business. When they drop a cigarette or something like that, that's real good for business. I would say stop smoking, but I make too much money off of it. So keep up the good work. Oh Lord, let me cut that off with some scissors. It's too rotten. Probably gonna use this again. The video that we done yesterday with the seat, the guy said he didn't want to use it, so he's wanting another seat. And I think I got one. I just at the time wasn't keen about getting rid of it because it's in such good condition. I just didn't want to sell it for scrap. Please, Dirk, dull my knife. That way I get to use my knife sharpener every time. I get so much, there's so much dirt packed up in here that that does help me hold it. All right, while I'm thinking about it, don't want that to sit too long. We're gonna come right here. We're gonna put this piece right in here. And we'll trim that up just a minute. After I cut this pattern right here apart. All right. All right, we got some patterns right here, so we'll take and lay them right there over to the side. And we get back on this right here. Make sure you can see that. All right. So here we go. We take this right here. If it's got any glue on it, it don't really work that great. So we try to keep the blades clean. All right, here we go. When you cut this out, you want to take the seat like this right here, like this, and you can see where it once was. So we're just gonna take it like this right here, and I'm gonna cut this right here off, just like this. Just like that. That's my first shape. See? So we got that right there. We're gonna come right here. And I'm just gonna trim it down. So I know the shape it is. You can always go a little higher. You don't want to go down lower than what you're supposed to. You can look over here on this side of the seat. And you see how that's rolled up right here, like this? Yeah. I'm gonna take this right here and I'm gonna cut it a little bit bigger. Because it needs to have that bolster on it. Okay. I'm holding my knife blade right on the edge of the foam. I never have to explain this to myself, so I'm learning to explain it to you. All right, so See, we got that much of the shape done. Now, you can tell we need to come right in here and we need to shape it like this. See if you're getting this. Okay, you might be getting it. So I'm gonna draw it. I'm gonna draw it to show you what I'm trying to achieve. All right, right there's where our starting point is, right here. Right here's where we're gonna end at. So we're gonna come up like this right here, like this. Maybe you can see that line better than me telling you. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. And you just go in and you trim it just like this. A little bit at a time, because Rome wasn't made in a day. Okay, just like that. All right, so we're getting the shape that we need. You see that part right there is rounded? Right in here is rounded. We're going to round it a little bit right in here. See that? Just like that. You can look right here and tell that I left it a little high. Right in here. If you can see that, let me see if you can see it. See it? I left it a little high. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in here. I wanted this part right here swoop like that. So I'm gonna come right in here. I'm gonna catch it a little bit again. Just like that. You just got to keep trimming on it to where you get the shape that you're looking for, like that. And that's the shape I'm looking for. I want it to swoop down like that. There is something in that damn cover, like a piece of wire. Well, it ain't in the cover, it's in the phone. Okay. I got it out. It wasn't long. It wasn't but about 1/4 inch long. It was in there. Okay. I'm gonna get the grinder and I'm just gonna shake that just a little bit. Whew. I'm looking for a little weight. I don't want to use a big weight. Hey, what you doing? There you go. Hey y'all, we use this grinder right here. Not necessarily. It's a Bondo buster. You see how it's got a gear and it orbits like that right there. We don't use this right here unless I'm doing Bondo. But if you hit metal with that 24 grit paper, it don't cut foam good. And these little weights right here hold that and won't push it down too far like a bigger weight. So I'm gonna come right in here and I'm just gonna shake this right in here and like the other side. over here, when you're doing this side, you got to look over here and see where you're at. All right, so that's where we're at right here. You want it to be exactly like the other side. That wasn't so hard, was it? See? Now this part up here, that looks kind of rough. I don't know what happened. But that's the shape. See, that's the shape that you want. It ain't rocket science or nothing like that. Almost always, if the foam's really bad or whatever, we'll take and go over this right here and just blow it out a little bit with some steam. That's probably where the cover was like, you know, it didn't have a hole in it, but it was like chapped kind of. Okay. So that's what it is. Got it notched out just a little bit. This right in here, you see that's in a little bit. That tells you that the cover shrank the foam a little bit, so it's kind of pushed in. So as soon as this steamer right here heats up just a little bit, this is the process right here that you need to go through whenever you're trying to fix this up. You know, so I'll let the steamer come on. It's kind of fast. It don't take too long to do it. While that's doing all that, I can throw this right here. And that piece right there that we cut out of it, throw that in the trash. All right, just that quick. I could have had it on a while ago, but just that quick, we got steam. So we'll stick that steam on there. See if that'll blow that out real quick. This is the boringest part of the work, the steaming some foam. It will raise it up though. I got to say that it will lift the foam up. It might make mud in this one though, because it does have a lot of dirt in it. Hey, they had a pet. They had a pet. There's some pet hair. Okay, that's good enough. We're just gonna turn this around here. Just like that right there. Just like that. I'm just gonna cut some patterns out. Might not waste that piece. This does have a grain to it. Let me see if you can see that. It does have a grain to it. That means that if you turn this piece around this way, it's gonna be lighter. If you look at it this way, it's gonna be darker. I can look at it and tell that it goes that way already. This is some that I just had left from a job that we was working on somebody else's seat, and I just saved it. We're gonna come right in here. I want that line straight, so I'm gonna just come right here, straighten it up and square like this. All these procedures with squares is pretty important. I mean, you don't want to put a piece in that ain't just right. So we'll get on the back side. Hold on, let me steam that right there. That looks like that's been crinkled up just a little bit. Yeah, it won't take but a second to do that. But it's pretty important that it don't have all these lines and stuff in it. You see like that? Where it's been, I had it in a box. So, I mean, you don't want it to, you want to take care of that before you get to the next step. Okay. I'm gonna come right here. Find halfway. Right there, I'm gonna mark it. Got my line that's straight right here. I'm gonna go just like this. So if you look at this right here, you can see just how crooked that line is. It ain't near about straight. See? It's over that far. About a inch. So I want it straight. And the thing is I'm gonna come just like this, and I'm gonna straighten it up. I know I can look at this and tell that needs that curvature right there. That it's pushed over. So we're gonna come just like this. Give myself a ½ inch. Sometimes it don't take quite a ½ inch. We're gonna come just like this. Just like that. And that's on my pattern. We're gonna come right here. And I'm gonna cut it. Take this piece right here, and I'm gonna fold it over. Just like so. And there's my piece. I believe it's trying to come off since I put that steam on it. double check, all you got to do is come over here, just like this, to double check, and stick it right there, just like that. And that's it. All right, so now we'll take and do these side pieces right here, which is, let's see where they're at. We don't need that. We need this piece right here. Thank goodness I saved it. Oh yeah, some of this stuff, you know, is harder to find nowadays. I'm gonna take this piece. Make sure that it's going that way. Come in here, I'm gonna allow a 1/2 inch. I would mark it for the camera, y'all, but hey, I need to get this thing done. We're gonna take and cut that right there back. I'm gonna take and cut this piece right here off. Don't need quite that much. Now this piece here, I might can get a couple more pieces out of it, but it's gonna be a chance that I can get these out. This piece, I might can get it out right there, just like that. It's gonna come just like this. Give yourself that 1/2 inch. Come right up here. This right here is rolled under. You probably couldn't see that on the camera, but you can see it there. It's just rolled under. That's the reason I left it a little long. It's got to be cut like this. That's like that. To where I can roll it under, make some relief cuts. This piece here is just like this piece here. So what I'm gonna do is take it and flip it over. See if I can't get another one out of that. If I don't, I have to go to the other end. That is so close. Let's see if I can go down just a tad. I might can make that up, so I'm gonna use it. It's close. I'm gonna show you how close it is. You see that? That's close. That corner right there is hanging over just a little bit, but I'm gonna take up a 1/2 inch, so I have plenty. We'll just come right in here. All right, now we got that scrap piece. I may save it anyway. Who knows? Somebody might come in here with a hole in that joker. But there ain't a lot left, you see? But if somebody comes in here desperate, you know what I mean, and their seat looks really, really good, and they got a hole in it, sometimes you can take a little piece like this right here and really do some good. I'm gonna turn you around right here. We're gonna glue these pieces in. When I ordered that right there, I asked, do y'all have any scrap headliner? And when I'm selling it, then it's just short pieces. It ain't scrap no more. We'll come right here. I may take that off of here because that was wrinkled up. Turn your gun down low whenever you're spraying this right here. And you know, this is just lightweight stuff. I don't want to blow it off the table, so I'm gonna I'm just gonna spray it like lightly. Keep from blowing it all over the foam. Spray it good. And it still blows. All right. You don't want glue all over this material, so you got to be real careful in spraying it. And it will flip back up, and you'll be spraying the other side of it pretty quick. So be careful. I guess you could get it off with some brake parts cleaner, but it could discolor it. Just like that. Got all them pieces on. You see that piece right there? How it's turned? How you looking at it backwards? I mean, this piece right here, it's got a direction to it. It's grained. Look that way. You see how that piece right there looks like it's darker? That's because it's got to be going in the same direction that does. You put that piece in backwards, and it's going to look dark like that. But if I take it and turn it around, like I'm fitting to show you, if you take and turn it around, then it looks lighter, like that. And that's the direction it's got to go in, just like that. Ain't you glad I told you? Especially if you learn it, so you can put that piece in backwards. You get it cleaned out, Wesley?
No.
Just taking a break.
Yeah. It'll be ready tomorrow.
Damn, is it that bad? Hey y'all, that 3M spray adhesive, you get the wrong kind. I ain't knocking it all because I don't know, but you put the wrong kind on there, and it can really cause a lot of headaches. Not only for person that owns the car, but for the person that's actually trying to straighten it out and work on it. Make the job go with it. Okay, we got all our pieces right here. I'm gonna take this right here, where I drew that little line on there, and I'm gonna notch it out just like this, because we know it's got to be notched out. Come in here and put a 1, 2, 3 relief cuts in it where I can fold it back over. And here's our cover. Hey, I might just take you right on around here. See if you can. I don't know if I can sew it over my shoulder, but we'll see. We'll see. Some mail that I stuck up there to keep from forgetting it. All right, if you look right here, you see this does have the line in it just like that. Going through there, which it is crooked, but I'm going to see about putting a straight one in there. Make sure that the camera is just right. Hey, I had a little short stand camera. I might can find it. It was just short. It was a real shorty. Hey, I might have thrown it away. Who knows? All right, we do want the line straight on it, so. That's going to be a center notch anyway. So we got our line in there. According to that ain't quite straight. It ain't in my notch. Being as the ruler don't lie, I'm gonna make it according to the ruler instead of according to the way I thought it should have been. It came with this type pad on it, like a 1/4 inch. This is headliner, so I mean that's what it's used. So we got our little seam in there. It don't look like it means nothing. This piece right here goes right here. This piece right here, got to sew around it. There we go. Just like that. So I'll come right here, I'll put this piece in. Just like that. Come over here, put this piece in. Just like that. Here's these pieces. They go just like so. Goes in like that. So I'm gonna take and make sure I get it in the center. Put a center notch in it. So we can line up the old piece of material. Goes in it. Okay. That looks like it's a little bit out. So I'm gonna take and trim this just a little bit. Just not much, just a little. You know, I did try to make that pattern work. All right, so we're gonna come right here, and now I'll sew it in. You can start in the middle and go one way and then go the other. This is just my choice. I always go to the end and do it. Just like that. I'll take this up there and put it on the foam and make sure that all my contours is just exactly right. You know you want it to fit. So here we are. We're gonna line it up right here, just like that. You can tell that's where the line was. Got the indentation in the foam. Come right in here. All right. That looks like it's pretty close to fitting like that, but right in there looks like that could be a little bit long. But I'm not gonna trim it until I put the other piece on there because I want to make 100% sure that it's gonna be just, you know, you don't want to cut before you know. So what do? We take and put the dirt back on. We'll take the dirt and we'll line it up. There's the notch right there. There's my notch. So we're gonna come right in here. I'm gonna pull the stitches out. We don't want them shining their faces. See these stitches shining through, and you say, "Doggone! Is it coming apart?" But no, it'll be where this piece was put in. But tell the customer that. See what happens. His ass to go all over town telling somebody, "Look at this. These stitches. He didn't even sew it right. For real. You wish you had to pull them out." Okay, I think that's good enough. All right, I'm gonna line it back up. There's my mark right here. There's their mark, the original mark. Just like this. That's the reason you did. I didn't cut that off before I knew where I was. Ooh, just run out of thread. Let's see if I got some more. I think I'm gonna have to wind up some. Okay. This won't take but just a second to wind up a bobbin. I should have done wound up some before I started the video. I always, that is sewing machine oil in here, y'all. I did take the lid off of that and change this oil. 3-in-1. I guess it would work. Come on. All right. What I got to do is I got to cut a side piece right here because that side piece was in really bad shape. So didn't have to go look for a piece, and then we'll come back over here and it won't. I mean, it's going to take me just a minute to find it. So bear with me just a minute. Here's my anchor. I got to sew it in. It goes right in there. Hey y'all, this is that don't look right. That don't look right. What I'm gonna have to do? That don't look right. So I'm. Hey Wesley, go ahead and open up the building. Let's go out there and look. When you stick a piece of material right next to another piece and it ain't just exactly 100% right, and you got the same stuff like right here, like this, you got this, and you got this, and if it ain't right, which you see that right there's wore down, but if it ain't just right, it's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. I mean, it's gonna be. Here you go, Ed. It's gonna be extremely noticeable. I'll bring that up. So, I got like a warehouse full of foam. I mean, and all types of materials. Sometimes we have to go out and look in the bigger place, and see if we can find something. Check that out. That old headliner looks close on it, but we can't use that. But this might take just a minute to come out here and look and make sure that we got this right here. Hey, we'll be right back. I mean, it might take a minute to find, but we do have to have exactly the stuff to do the job. Okay, I'm back. This is as close as I could find. And it be the kind of the same grain. Like, I mean, it's close to the same grain, especially if you look at the non-faded part right there. You know, it's fairly close. A lot closer than that right there that I picked out. So I'm gonna put this back. You want to go on the lunch list? I'm thinking this is the grain right here. So that's the grain. It's got to go down toward the bottom of the seed. And I thought I cut that really long, but I didn't. Okay, so we got that pattern right there cut out. I'm gonna go get me a punch. I'm gonna put this on there first so I don't have to punch it twice. Just take this. That piece right there is big enough. I do want to speed that up just a tad. Y'all waited on me long enough. All right, so we'll take this piece right here, lay it on top of it, just like so. Get my marker. If you notice that right there, they always made that hole in the wrong space right here, right there. It's always been in the wrong spot. But you see where the screw went through right there. But the hole should have been down lower. They just didn't do it that way from the factory on none of them. They still do stuff like that today. So we'll come right here. Okay, we got our piece. So now we'll go over here and attempt to sew this stuff up. Come right here. Bring you back around to the other side. I'll get me another camera stand where I can put it over here, right in here. But I'm going to use this piece of plastic that's on the old one. This ain't a 100% match, close, but not 100%. I don't even know if you can buy that anymore for a truck that age. I did have to walk the foot on top of this piece of plastic right here to get it close back where it was, before I can fold it under. Might even come right in here. It wasn't like that from the start, but just so we know that right there holds good. Okay. All right. I don't know if we need that piece anymore. We're gonna come right here. I'm gonna sew this piece right here in first. There's the hole. This is to anchor it down with. I'm still thinking about that hard clump of dirt in that cover. My God, what did they do to put it there? All right, I'm gonna take this and sew these two pieces right here together where I can go around that edge and make the cover. Hey, and it's pretty close to going on. I mean, it ain't gonna be long. I don't like dirt near my sewing machine. I'm telling you. Skipping, stitches, and all this kind of crap like that. People will be on there on these groups saying, hey, what's causing this? What you been sewing? we go. All the way around the edge. I'll sew that piece right there on after I get around it. I'm moving this out of the way where I can tell where the stitches go, because I really can't see through this, whatever it is. So I'm moving it, pulling it off. It was some sort of backing from the factory that, like nowadays, they use a scrim backing, like a piece of cheesecloth, and back years ago, before they learned any better, they would use like a plastic scrim like that. It ain't nothing. Need to get that right in the same holes, in the same line as I'm gonna open that seam up as it wants in. Right, so we got that much right there sewed back together. It ain't gonna be too bad, I don't guess. Unless that dirt comes out of it. All right, come back in here, find your stitch marks right here. Right there. Do your little back stitch on it to where it don't come undone. There's any stitches you think's gonna come out. I usually try to catch it right on the other side of them stitches, right here, to where it's a fresh sew mark. This piece right here trims it to where it's not just a raw seam on there. It trims it, so I got to put it back in here. And the way you do it, you just fold it down like that. Back stitch it, give it a little bit more strength. Now what's left is the carpet that goes across the back. And I'm gonna come right here and sew this piece of carpet down right here. It goes all the way down to that side. So I'm gonna come right here. mess them rusty tracks and stuff like that that's on there. Okay, so we got all this right here sewed back up. Cut these little stitches off it. Don't need to be sticking out. And what I'm gonna do now is we will go and stick this on and see what happens. All right, so there's the frame. Stick y'all right here. I'll move some of this other stuff. It ain't too good of lighting right there. And I got all the bolts and stuff over here, so I'm gonna move it. All right, we'll start right there. We'll take the frame. Take these pieces here. I'm gonna glue these right here. Put some pieces over it. That does help hold that in place. If you got some short pieces just laying around, it ain't a bad idea to take and put a little glue on them like this. All it's going to do is strengthen the seat. And that is the driver's side, so that's the worst part. Oh, shit. I sewed this piece right here on in the wrong spot, so I got to take it and move it right here. It won't take me just a minute. I'll let y'all see the mistake. All right. I do want to use this because it's got the hard plastic in it, but I didn't sew it right in the seam, so I'm gonna just take it right off, just like. Just like this. All right. So it's all still sewed. Should have caught it back here. And I'm just taking this piece right here and sewing it right back on. It does have a center mark on it, so it's going to be pretty easy to do. All right, so it wasn't too hard to correct. And we got it right back in the right spot. So we'll come around here, we'll put this back on. Just like so. It takes 3 hog rings for it. All right. Come right here, fold it back around. Yeah, it's going to be tight, but you don't want it really loose. That's where the arm right there goes in. Here. There's that. 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 That is really, sometimes you got to rub it to give yourself some slack. Just like that. Okay, so that's and if you want to make it like really short enough, just take and run over it with a steamer, you know. If there's any little imperfections, like there's on this old material right here, you can tell where that old material was like wrinkled right in here. If you can see it. And I took and stretched it out. That is a little dirty. Probably take some carpet cleaner or something like that, and go over that right there with some carpet cleaner and make it look a whole lot better than that carpet back here in the back. But that's just the insert job, so I think it's going to match pretty close. But this is the this is the seat that goes on it, so it goes like that, like that, and like that. So that's how much it's faded over the years. If you can see, you see the difference. You see where I blowed it off with the hose? It had a lot of dirt and shit in it. That's brand new. That's faded. That's it. After a little while, it probably fade a little bit too. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to catch up to that other, because that's many, many years of it right there versus brand new. All right, let's see if we can take any of these places out of it. You know, it had that sewed line in the middle of it. You can't even hardly see it, really. Barely, right through there. You know, if it had been a little bit thicker foam, it would have probably showed more definition, but the way it is like that. See the difference in the new piece and the old piece? That's got a lot of sweat and who knows what all on it. I might could have drank the Coca-Cola and spilled it on that and made it match a little better. This is the original stuff out of the Detroit book. So it is the real deal. You can get that material right there from SMS. I think they manufacture it, but it's very, very, very expensive. Or some of these aftermarket companies, you can get it. Unless somebody just happened to have it, kind of like I did. And if you look, I had just enough really to get one more job out of it, unless I piece some stuff together next go around. But that's it. I'll stick this thing together, put all the trim and stuff like that back on it, put all the tracks on it, stick it in the seat. I ain't gonna bore y'all with that, but I might hit them tracks with the blaster and make them look new, or not. I just don't know. But the holes did line up. If you look at it, they lined up. And that one that I was telling you about, right in here, somewhere in there. Anyway, they all lined up. So I appreciate everybody sitting around watching me do this work. We are an active shop. We don't just do YouTube videos all the time, but we need to start doing more. If I knew how to edit them and make them more interesting, I'd do that. But I just ain't mastered that technique. Maybe I could get on YouTube and learn. But thanks everybody for watching. And if you don't mind, a thumbs up, a like, subscribe. subscribe, a share, and we will see you next go around. Thanks, everybody.